It's sometimes useful to be able to save diagnostic information to a file. You can do this using a listener. To begin this lesson, open the Market Trader project from your Sample Files folder. And open web.config. You're going to define a listener in the web.config file. First, add the following tag inside the configuration tag. System.diagnostics. Now inside the System.diagnostics tag, add trace autoflush equals true. The autoflush property must be set to true in order for diagnostic messages to be automatically written to the log file. Now add the following tag inside the trace tag, listeners, and finally add the following tag inside the listeners tag. Add name equals market trader log, type equals system.diagnostics.text writer trace listener, comma system, comma version equals 2.0.3600.0, comma culture equals neutral, comma public key token equals B77 A5C 561934 E089. Initialize data equals C practice ASP.NET expert market trader.log. This incredibly long-winded tag adds a listener that will save any information that is written using the system.diagnostics.debug or system.diagnostics.trace classes to a log file. You learned about the debug and trace classes in Lesson 5.8. Now let's test your diagnostic logging. Ensure that the Debug Build profile is selected from the Build Profiles drop-down menu. The system.diagnostics.debug class only works when the debug constant is present, so you will need to use the debug profile before any messages will be generated. Now click Debug. Start debugging. And click the Charts button on the navigation bar. Now close your web browser. Next, using Windows Explorer, navigate to C Practice ASP.NET Expert. A new file named markettrader.log has appeared in this folder. This file contains the messages that were logged by your text writer trace listener. Double-click markettrader.log and it should be opened in Notepad. The file contains messages indicating that the default.aspx and marketcharts.aspx pages were loaded. You added the code that created these messages in Lesson 5.8. It's always good practice to keep a log of any exceptions that occur in your web applications. Users often don't report errors, so it's extremely useful to have an error log available, enabling you to proactively repair errors before they are even reported. It's also often the case that users will report an error but cannot remember any of the details, making the error impossible to reproduce. In Session 12 of the Essential Skills course in this series, you learned how to log errors to a database. This is a great solution, as it allows you to log all errors from all applications in one central repository. Of course, this won't catch any errors if the database is unavailable, and is inappropriate for applications that do not make use of a database. Using a log file, as you do in this lesson, allows you to easily keep a complete log of all errors. The most thorough error logging strategy is to simultaneously log errors to both a database and a text file. Close markettrader.log now and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 5.9. Use a listener to save diagnostic information to a file.